Colorado for a contingent of officials from the New York Giants, some final intrigue leading into next week's NFL draft in Green Bay. One would think that if you're going to draft Shedeur this year, possibly, you do not draft Arch Manning next year. So this obviously offsets the plan, at least that you have. Let's dive in.
When we go to the Tundra Trio in Green Bay next week.
Love it.
And I fully expect that Nuno should have this on.
Does he have to wear it during the show?
He has to wear it on draft night.
I was going to say, that's exactly what you wear on draft night.
It's draft night.
Nuno does like to dress up for the occasion, though.
Well, he could put this over his shirt and tie on the draft,
Yeah, if my teammate, went above and beyond, got me the shirt, I will rock the shirt.
So you'll wear any? Okay,
yes,
I got you a Speedo
Thursday.
for next week.
No.
No, I mean, you're going to wear what a teammate.
No, I need a tan. I actually
to make it wear.
Wait, he didn't say no. He said I need a tan.
I need a tan. I need a tan.
He didn't say no.
Can you get me the name of the place you go to?
Let's focus on the fact. No, but let's focus on the fact that he didn't say no. He just said I need a tan.
Well, you just had to get awful for Arch on it.
Yeah, exactly.
An awful Speedo for Nuno.
Oh, my God. That would be awful in so many ways.
Yes,
That'd be awful for us.
Arch is like, please don't send me to New York. They're so weird.
Let's talk about the why behind this. Why, in your opinion, is the last-minute Shedeur private workout with the Giants happening?
Well, it's lying season, right? When you have the days leading up to the NFL draft, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. And even some of the things that we see have an agenda beyond face value. And for the New York Giants, it's better for them to let the teams in front of them believe that they are interested in taking Shedeur Sanders with the 3rd overall pick.
Why?
That way those teams would be compelled to take Shedeur Sanders. So we're assuming that Cam Ward would be the number 1 overall pick.
So you think it's trying to beat the Browns?
And we've heard the Cleveland Browns be connected to Shedeur Sanders, to Abdul Carter, and it feels like now there's so much momentum behind them taking Travis Hunter.
Right.
Well, if you're the New York Giants, even though Abdul Carter is a fine player, Travis Hunter is more of a fit in terms of what you need in your roster. Needing a dominant receiver opposite of Malik Neighbors, but also needing some help in the secondary after you've had some defections in recent years. So it just seems to me that if you're the New York Giants, threatening the Cleveland Browns with taking Shedeur Sanders 3rd overall, knowing that the Cleveland Browns are also a trade backup candidate to get a quarterback at some point in this draft, it might compel them to take a quarterback at 2. Now, I don't believe that's going to happen.
Right.
But to me, I don't see a world that it makes sense for the New York Giants to invest so much in free agency and signing Russell Wilson and signing Jameis Winston, and then again taking a quarterback with the 3rd overall pick. I do think the Giants are in the quarterback business early in this draft. I just don't think it's at number 3.
So you think this is more chess from the New York Giants rather than them doing their final due diligence before they make their pick, knowing that they do need a quarterback of the future?
Yeah, it's 4D chess. I mean, NFL media is reporting that Shedeur Sanders has a visit with the Las Vegas Raiders this week. So, I mean, it's like, I mean, the momentum behind Shedeur to the Raiders has seemed to fizzle, yet he's going to be on a plane going to Las Vegas this week. So, again, I think this is the time of year where teams that really, really love a prospect don't say anything, and the teams that aren't afraid of losing the prospect in the draft have no problem gushing over said player.
So you guys, do neither of you believe that they're working Shedeur out in this last-minute private workout that Shefty's reporting simply because they want him?
Oh, I didn't say that.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was just asking him if that's where he was at. I just wanted to confirm. No, I definitely think there is a world in which the New York Giants could take Shedeur Sanders number 3 overall. Now, listen, adding Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson to that quarterback room does give you the indication that they might not want to use that pick to add to that room. But I keep going back to the desperation factor. This is the risk that you take when you bring back a head coach and a general manager on the hot seat. The only way for them to extend their runway, as Cece said, is to sell hope. The only way to really extend their runway is if they win. I don't think that they're going to necessarily have a material difference in the win column this upcoming season. So what do? They say, give us a little bit more time because we have drafted the quarterback of the future. You don't want to disrupt his development. You want to make sure that he is in a stable environment, and that includes on the coaching side and on the front office side. So what do? You extend us. Don't do what the Bears did last year.
Oh, God.
Could you not see a world in which this would happen? And I think when it all comes down to it, they probably will take best player available, but I am not taking it off the board that people who might have to be in a position to save their jobs would make a move that would seemingly help them save their jobs.
Now, save their jobs is drafting the player, or save their jobs is doing what ownership really wants them to do. Because there's been some speculation. Like, I know when this story came out last night, Nuno, who is a Giants fan, our producer, said, oh, I wonder if that's coming from above GM and head coach. Because that's part of saving your job, is just doing whatever. I mean, people experience this every single day in every walk of life. I want to do X, but my boss wants me to do Y. I'm going to do Y because that means I get to tomorrow on the job. And that's not a good boss, I don't think, in that spot. But you get the point. Like, do you think there's any part of this that is just their bosses want the quarterback?
So you're subscribing to the Ben Solak theory right now?
I gave Nuno credit for it, but Ben had it too.
It's owners get involved the clock with the NFL teams?
I mean, is there an argument?
Of course. Of course. If your boss is telling you we need a quarterback of the future, I'm intrigued by Shedeur Sanders, guess what you do? You bring him in and you work him out.
But you know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of the New York Giants doing what the Arizona Cardinals did in 2018, which is take a quarterback with a top 10 pick and then turn around and take another quarterback the following year with the number 1 overall pick.
That would be Josh Rosen into Kyler Murray.
That is a
still no quarterback.
That is a terrible waste of resources.
Sure.
Especially when you have a potential gold jacket candidate that will be on the board when you're on the clock, whether it's Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. So I hate the idea of that, but I can't rule anything out because of the dysfunction that we've seen from the New York Giants post Tom Coughlin, which is why I'm wearing the T-shirt today, my plea to the organization for them not to take a quarterback with the 3rd overall pick. Awful for Arch 2026.
The last time we had a Manning under center, it worked out.
Yes. It usually works out for NFL teams that have Mannings under center. It usually does. And if it doesn't work out, it's the team fault. It ain't the quarterback.
I also want to be clear, because I know you feel this way, and I will reset it and restate it. This has nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders.
No, nothing at all.
No.
Yeah.
Love Shedeur Sanders as a prospect.
It has nothing to do.
If I needed a quarterback in this year's draft, I've told you all before, I'm taking Shedeur Sanders ahead of Cam Ward.
And we have to be.
Mel Kiper says he has Shedeur Sanders ahead of Cam Ward.
And remember, on our show, we subscribe to the QB rules as featured on ESPN.com twice. Then the QB rules state, thank you, dirt off my shoulder. And the QB rules state, the addendum is, if you don't have a coach that you think is going to be there 3 years from now, don't take a quarterback. If your coach is on the hot seat, don't take a quarterback.
Yes.
So when CeCe says, if I needed a quarterback, that means if he's employing a coach, he wants to be there.
Yes.
The Giants are not doing that.
No.
Thus, why would you take a quarterback number 3 overall? But the last-minute workout is happening with the Giants and Shedeur Sanders. Adam Schefter reporting it. CeCe's got his Awful for Arch shirt on. Schefter's going to join us later. Smalls and I are wearing the same jacket.
Yeah, what's going on?
How did that happen, by the way?
I don't know.
I mean, she's got to know.
Coordinate?
You got to know that I always wear the bomber jackets.
No, you don't. You always wear the hoodie.
You
we call
always
you
wear a
Hoodie
hoodie.
Evan Cohen.
But with the bomber jacket.
No, but you wore a jean jacket yesterday, so we just assumed that you would wear a hoodie today.
I like your jacket. I would wear that.
Thank you.
It wouldn't fit me.
Yours is nice, too.